I caught myself realizing that everything I've ever dreamt, it actually comes with more pain.
Mm-hmm.
And I was scratching my head. How does a kid from Arizona working at Five Guys, how does that guy have abundantly more peace than the kid that has everything he's ever dreamt about?
Yeah.
And I had to take a second, and I realized because the kid flipping a piece of patty versus the kid living in this dream, this kid flipping a patty would meditate on God and think about God and ask God, what do you want from him?
Yeah.
This kid was kept telling God, what could you do for me?
Yeah.
And so I felt the difference of separation. And I asked God, I said, hey, even if you have to remove everything from me, like I want to be closest to you. And when all of the turbulence hit and I lost friends or jobs or whatever I was losing, it wasn't because of my circumstances, because God was building a better relationship with me. And I'm very grateful for it.
Yeah, like you said something that I think, because it's kind of interesting. You're like, the kid who's flipping burgers at Five Guys has a different level of peace. And for a lot of people out there, especially like kids who look at your journey and say, oh, shoot, that's the dream. Like, that's the route I want to go in terms of like, I'm going to move to LA. I'm going to chase my dream. And then I'm going to find satisfaction and I'm going to be so happy. Like, you got there in a lot of ways. Like, you couldn't have been a part of a bigger platform in terms of being on YouTube. And for this generation, like, that's Hollywood is not just movies. It's like YouTube, like online is like where everything lives. You got to the top of the tops in some senses, right? But then you still found yourself just like, what are the things that what are the walls you're running into that's helping you to see like, this isn't everything I thought it was going to be? Like, what's happening to where you're like, no, I need it. Like, I'm reading Proverbs and maybe I shouldn't do this, or like what's going on in that time period?
So my mom and dad very much poured their wisdom and peace and knowledge from the gospel into me.
Yeah.
Growing up in a church, in a community that is acting like Christ, or their best ability to act like Christ, right? No one's perfect.
Yeah.
There's a difference between who that person is going to be versus the person that's in a broken city. Because me and you both know that these entertainers are great and they're great entertainers. But if you peel the curtain back, the reason why they're great entertainers is because they're entertaining feelings and heartbreaks and situations that we all go through, but at a magnifying level to the point where they're artistically sound and explaining it. And so it's cool to watch them, but to be around them, you take a piece of their brokenness. And so as a sheep, you are who you hang out with.
Oof.
And I was starting to emulate and act not like Christ. And every day as a Christian, you feel more alive. You kept getting closer to God because you're filling yourself up with his spirit. When you're walking away, you actually feel like you're dying. I mean, I gained so much weight. I was so anxious. I was so depressed. And I had a lot of hurdles growing up as a kid, but I never felt those. Because regardless of how chaotic my teachers or the kids at school were, or anything that was going on in life, when I came back home, my mom and dad made that paradise.
Yeah.
They filled me up with what love was and what honor was. When I came out here and did it on my own, I was just a parable child. I was the kid that's like, I got this, God, kick back.
Oh, yeah.
Let me handle it. And as a good father, he did it enough for me not to get devoured by wolves, but to know that out there, it's better to be next to the shepherd than to be too far away. So I feel like that's how.
That makes a lot of sense. I mean, I've gotten devoured, and I got devoured because I was too confident. Like, I was like, oh yeah, God, I already know all this stuff, but knowledge is not the same as wisdom. So it's like, yeah, I know stuff, but it's not like embedded into who I am as a person. So then it's kind of like, yeah, I'll be fine. I'm just going over here. I'm going to do this. It's not going to be a big deal.
That's a strong line you said, because that's exactly how the devil operates. Bro, like the devil knows the gospel way better than us. Way better than us. But wisdom is different. And in fact, if we're talking about Proverbs, when he writes wisdom, he talks to her as like a beautiful, beautiful lady, like one of his first creations. And so I kind of come with wisdom as if it's delicate and something to really like pamper and take care of and love. Because we always think about our finance, we always think about our fitness, we think about our well-being.
Yeah.
Right now I'm in a stage where I'm actually starting to go to the gym and eat better. But the first thing I had to rope in, my heart was screaming, is my spirit. My spirit needs to be fed.
Yep.
As soon as my spirit was fed, the second was my mind. Started reading books, started asking questions.
Yeah.
Starting to realize that, oh, if I keep these 2 commandments, love my God with all my heart and love my neighbor, praise my God, I'll be good. I just keep moving. And then now it's the body. Now I'm at the point in my life where I'm like, all right, I got to go to the gym every day because there's a real God living inside of me. And I want to give him a good home. And so that way he could thrive in me so I could then do his work on this earth.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. Fully integrated. Like we're mind, body, spirit, like all working together.
I'm just trying to submit as best as I can.
Yeah, no, I think that's where we all need to move to. So if I hit the fast forward button, I appreciate you sharing that too. Like you endure the turmoil.
I think I stopped having problems with people when I stopped assuming what they thought. I don't think it's my job to understand how they feel or how they operate.
Or your business if it's negative.
Yeah, and even if it's towards me, you know?
Yeah. If it's negative,
I know a lot of people felt a certain way, the way that they talked to me or handled, but again, it's like, I don't know what I did to his heart, or I don't know what my perspective, like his perception of me was. Like maybe he thought I was just being arrogant. Because remember, I was still acting like a hooligan.
Yeah.
So how much could a man listen to a man preach about God when you're acting
you're
like a
not walking
hooligan
in the
over?
spirit.
Yeah, so that might rub somebody the wrong way or
Yep.
get irritating. So
I've been there.
I understand that being persecuted is part of the journey of being with Christ, but letting it affect you doesn't have to be.
That's good. That's maturity. Because I'm telling you, that's growth and maturity. Because a lot of times we want to hold like grudges instead of seeing like how God is using it all. It's not like God was surprised, like, oh, I didn't know that was going to happen. God's like, it's exactly what you're becoming exactly who I want you to become. And I'm using all this stuff to make you into that person. So
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I think I was bitter in the beginning. I was angry until when I'm walking with God, it's kind of like when you're walking with such a beautiful, bright light, you start not only understanding what's around you, but the closer you are, the brighter it gets. And when the sun's out, you could see miles away.
Yeah.
And so when that aspect in my life came in, the thing that I learned that gave me a great amount of peace was be so quick to forgive them. Be so quick, because there were so many times that I would curse at my best friend or get angry at my best friend, but then, forgive me, God, I would curse out or disrespect through my actions God even worse.
Yeah.
And one day I was praying in a very shallow prayer, like, God, I can't wait for you to deal with him, you know? Like, yeah, you're going to show up and avenge me, you know?
Yeah.
And I think it was in that prayer where he was like, imagine if I had that relationship with you. You wouldn't make it 1 second. And I think that there was this arrogance to me that I was like, I did nothing wrong.
Yeah.
I need this to be like solved.
Yep.
And like, again, I'm very grateful because I think there's a lot of pain people get that they don't know about when they judge. I think forgiveness is a lot more for you than it is for them.
Yep.
I joke around with my wife. I said, being a good person is cool if you're good. I go, but being a good person when you're in a position to be evil, that's when God's looking to see if you're marinating in his words.
Yeah.